Okay, I'm talking to Roland here with Keweenaw about his copper. Roland, I was looking at some of this. How do you make this?
So that's our splash copper. So what we do is we melt down bulk copper in a big kiln, get it up to about 3,200 degrees or so, and we'll pour it out onto a big steel sheet, and it'll form these shapes naturally. This is just how it forms as it cools as a liquid, so that's why we call it splash copper.
Oh.
It makes the splash formations naturally. And then we will oxidize it, patina, and get that green color, sand it down, and buff and polish it to a mirror finish before we clear coat it in lacquer to make sure that it won't tarnish with time. And that's more or less a quick version of how we make the splash.
Tell me about this piece of copper, Roland.
All right, so this is Michigan native copper. So this is a piece pulled out of the Keweenaw Peninsula and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and this is from the old copper mines. So we get these big boulders come in, and for a piece like this, what we do is acid clean it, and so we get a lot of the impurities and rock off of it as much as we can, and we really don't touch it much after that. We don't polish it. We acid clean it, and then we, again, clear coat to make sure it won't tarnish on you, and leave it in its raw, natural form.
Beautiful.
So this is one of the most unique products from Tucson Gem and Gift. This is sculptured copper, and we melt this in the same kiln we use for the splash copper. And once we get it liquid, we pour this into big buckets full of straw and water. And so it forms around the straw naturally and makes all these individual unique shapes. No two pieces are ever the same. The water cools it instantly. We pull it out, and then we power wash it, sort through the sizes. But even after power washing it, you can still see I think this piece is a better example, you'll find bits of hay and straw still deep in the middle in the crevices, which is left over from just part of the natural formation of it. And so we power wash that, and it comes out just this shiny from the cooling process. Clear coat it in lacquer and set it up for a display.
Pure copper.
Pure copper, elemental copper.
So you're making balls, and what do you got here?
Copper balls, and those are Merkabas. That's sacred geometry is what it is. So there's a lot of spiritual practices involved with this kind of shape, and people, really like them. And again, that's pure copper all the way through. There's not coated or anything. That's a pure form of elemental copper.
How about this piece here?
That is a tumbled and polished copper nugget. So this is like the native copper, but it will take smaller pieces and we'll throw them in a tumbler with other copper to smooth it out, get any chunks of rock off of it, and then we will take it and buff it and just get a nice shine on it, and that's how you get that.
I'll pay the extra. I'll pay the extra, not because that my buddy's flown in twice from Indiana, this last one, and it was only both flights for 3 months.
All right, this is Daniel from Pachamama Minerals. Daniel, you're going to show me one of your favorite pieces here.
Sure. So I'm going to show you a Haulite quartz. I really like this piece over here. It's small, but it's very aesthetic. The matrix on the quartz with Haulite inclusions, it's very rare to see that it just like hangs on top. It's very light, but you can see the color zoning. It's very well concentrated on the tip. So it's a very good piece just to have in any case. You don't need like a gigantic case. It's just from Honolulu mine in the province region.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Yeah, this is gonna be a Chitohin malachite, stalactite.
Oh.
It has also chrysocolla. You can see around it. And yeah, it's just a general composition that normally goes well together. Okay, just so you guys know, everything in this one is gonna be keystone, so any prices you see, take half off. Okay?
I want to do.
Okay, I'm talking to Alfredo of Jewel Tunnel here in Tucson at the gem show. Alfredo, what are these? They look like they're made out of metal or something.
Well, they're single garnet crystals, and they still need cleaning. This is how they came out of the rock. So the cracks on the surface are filled a bit with limonite, iron oxides. But basically, each of those is a single humongous garnet crystal.
So that will shine up then.
Yes, or one could use it for carving, or there's transparent bits inside that can be cut up for gemstones. That's what most of them, the place that produces this in Brazil, most of them was sold to China and bust up for faceting gemstone.
Wow, that's heavy. Alfredo, what are we looking at here?
You're looking at black tourmaline crystals on feldspar from the Orongo Mountains in Namibia. That's a calcite specimen from Chihuahua, Mexico.
That is beautiful. What do we have over here, this red one?
That's also calcite from Chihuahua, Mexico, and it's red because it's got hematite dust inside. That's an iron oxide. So the calcite is colorless by nature when it's pure, and this one has gotten red because of all the iron oxide included inside it.
I haven't seen that before. That's beautiful. Alfredo says that this is his favorite piece, one of them right here. What do we have here, Alfredo?
This is an amethyst geode, and those are very common from Brazil and Uruguay. You see thousands of them around the show. But what's special about this one here is the big calcite crystals with the black stripes on them. So people call them skunks because of the black stripes on there.
What makes the black?
It's hematite crystals. It's a little crust of hematite crystals and a straight line of little amethyst crystals. And the positioning there in stripes is caused by the atomic structure of the calcite crystal underneath. So it just follows the directions established by the atomic structure.
That's pretty
But
cool.
collectors commonly call those things skunks, and they're quite rare, even though the amethyst geode underneath it is a common kind of specimen.
Thank you.
That's salt or Haulite. It grows in Lake Cyrils, California,
Oh,
and it's harvested once a year.